morning, everyone, and thank everyone for being here today. I think we all know why we're here, and it's because Lita Leo is our next county treasurer. So, congratulations, Lita. My name's Eden Ramirez, and Lita's one of my very good friends who I first met when I started getting involved in local politics thanks to her dad. And like many of us, her dad was the one who opened the doors for a lot of younger generations to come up today, and a lot of our elected officials owe her dad some of that. So it's really awesome to see Lita carry on that baton for her dad and for her family to be here, who still has that same open doors and that same kind of helping and going out there attitude towards everyone. I think that along the campaign, Lita displayed that, and I think that's why that out of a field of I don't know how many there were in there, she made it to the runoff, and after the runoff, she made it out there on her own. Very few people can do that, and Lita really showed the best colors of her dad in her at that time, and I think that's something really awesome. So I think every one of us here shares those feelings for Lita, for her family, and I think it's great that we now get to celebrate this for her, and I know her father is here with us today too, which makes that just much more special. Before we continue on with the swearing in, we do want to, take a moment just to recognize that she's taking on a role that had not been contested for almost over 2 decades, I believe. And I think that's a lot to say about what the community is expecting of this position. And so Lita's now going to inherit that. I know she's going to be a great steward for Hidalgo County. She's going to look out after everyone. I know she's going to have the same dignity that her father had in any office he held. And so before we begin, I do want to introduce Commissioner Joe Flores, who also has a few words to give on Lita's behalf. Commissioner?
First of all, I want to go ahead and thank the Lord because we're all here this morning. First day of the year, of course. Here first, we're going to swear in Lita Leo. When Lita first started running back in, almost a year and a half ago, Mr. Leo, your husband, came to me and asked me that if I would support Lita. I said, of course, 150%. Since Mr. Leo was the one that, when I first ran back in 2000, he was the first one to come aboard and say, I'm with you 150%. So, and then I called Junior Leo. I remember that. I don't remember which candidate it was for, and I asked him, can I put a sign in your store? He said, how are you with my niece? I said, 150%, right? So, Lita's there. Lita will be here for the next, as long as she wants to, the way I see it. And Mrs. Leo, congratulations, Ms. Leo.
So now we're going to proceed with the actual swearing in for the oath of office. Commissioner Flores will administer the oath of office. And then we have Lita here, and I think Mrs. Leo will also come up for the Bible. So go ahead and come on.
You can put it right hand. All the family members. Come here.
Well, the siblings at least?
Yeah, behind
Okay.
us.
Yeah, up here. You, come up. Step forward. Oh, wait. Right there.
Your right hand.
There. Move close.
Yeah.
You've got the good one. Big font.
No?
You can see both of them?
Yeah, I can see, but there's the same. There. You need what you did this?
I repeat after you, though.
Okay.
With your hand on the Bible. No.
Can you raise your right hand in the Bible and raise your right hand? That's it. Okay, now we're ready. I, Lita Leo, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of this office, which is County Clerk, Hidalgo County Treasurer, I'm sorry.
The office of Hidalgo County Treasurer.
And of the state of Texas.
Of the state of Hidalgo County, state of Texas.
Yes. And will we be the best to our ability to preserve and protect.
I will do my best to my ability to serve and protect.
And defend the Constitution of the laws of the United States.
And defend the Constitution of the laws of the United States.
And the state of this state.
and the state of Texas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I'm a little nervous because, you know,
Because the man is dead.
yes.
Oh, quick picture?
Oh,
Family?
no, I'm going to hold this.
Hold that first, and then we'll take this.
A lot of people.
Which eye is that?
And Sir Jen, if you can give me just a minute to take the official.
Okay.
I didn't want to get. Okay, over here on the count of three. Hold on. 1, 2, smile. Thank you.
Oh, chicken.
It'll come on. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Ahora
Thank
la
you.
femba. Maybe just a second.
Wow, that's, well, it's official. Here we are. It's definitely been a long wait. I finished I know there was a November election, but there was luckily no Republican opposition. That Democratic primary was difficult enough for me. And it's been a long wait. I actually have commented. I said, my goodness, so I officially won this election and would have a job January 1st. But the campaign ended in May. That's the longest job offer I've ever had to wait for. So, first of all, thank you, everybody, for coming here on this first day of the year, early this morning. I know there's probably quite a bit that was happening these couple of days. And I did have a couple of family members, unfortunately, are not here, but I know there's difficulties going around. Some people are ill. But I am glad that everybody's here, and thank you so much for making the trip out here, making the effort. I've got, first of all, I'd like to recognize my family here. My siblings, some of them traveled from far and near to attend. We actually I just got here, some of my family members. We went and spent the Christmas holidays with my sister, Nora Lisa, in Virginia, and then she followed me back over here. So Nora Lisa and her family have traveled from Arlington, Virginia to come in for this ceremony. Thank you. My brother Michael, who actually, coincidentally, he was working for the county, and as of Friday, he left. He's going to the west where I was, and I'm coming to the county where he was. You know, you can't go too far, Michael. I do know where you live. You know, he's trying to run away from me. No, won't happen. I also have here members of my father's siblings who did want to come out here. There's 4 of them. But my uncle, Leo J. Leo, who Commissioner Joe Flores already called out, they were very supportive of me during my campaign and have been ever since. And I know this is definitely an emotional moment for you. Thank you so much for coming out here. And I'm starting to get a little emotional myself, but we'll get through this. I have other siblings. Yes, my younger brother, Billy Leo Jr., is here with his family, traveled from Cedar Park outside of Austin, and Leticia and her partner, Ray, also from Cedar Park. So thank you all for making the trip out here. It is definitely, as I said, very special occasion, and as proud as I am of them, and such a proud moment, and I'm repeating myself here. I'd also like to thank my mother's family. My tia Paquita and her children are here from Cameron County. I tried to get them to move to Hidalgo County. It didn't happen. I also have members of the Hidalgo County Treasurer's Office here. I didn't make them. You all weren't required to come. Thank you so much for coming out here. I look forward to working with you. They've been really kind. I've gone into the office several times, been very receptive, as was outgoing treasurer, Ms. Norma Garcia. So I definitely look forward to working with you. I've heard very good things about this staff, and so I'm going to confirm it come this week. Thank you very much. I'd also just like to recognize a very important individual who is here, but not really here. He's haunting a couple of you, I'm sure. Sitting right next to you, wondering like, oh, what are you doing here? My father was definitely, as a commissioner and then have mentioned so much, incredibly influential throughout my life. Of course, as was my mother. We all know how strong our family roots are. Each one of us can relate to that, how your parents do shape your future and your ideals. I was fortunate to have some strong role models, and it is why I was able not to gain the confidence of so many people throughout the county, because what I carried with me were the values that my mother and father instilled in me, and the politics, which I learned from my father. I often used to joke that at the age of 8, my parents exploited us, me and my siblings. You know, they dressed us up in these campaign T-shirts and took us out to the polls. I honestly never would have imagined I'd be standing before you in Hidalgo County addressing this crowd as an official county official. And as I mentioned before, it's very fresh in the moment. My father passed away right in the middle of my runoff, so he was able to see me make it to part of the finish line, halfway, the halfway mark. However, I'm sure, I know very well that he is watching and was watching with the same excitement he expressed the night that I saw my official results as one of the top 2. And I cannot forget that moment, and I'll carry it with me always. Thank you, Mom, for helping me through this, and my siblings, of course. So I am very grateful for the presence of each of you in this room, who I count as friends and supporters. Your being here gives me great enthusiasm to get to work. This is a job. I'd also, in my thanks, I kind of forgot here, I wanted to thank Elizabeth Martinez, who helped me put this event together, and Efrain Martinez. They were both helped me throughout my campaign, and I guess I just couldn't get rid of them. They continue to follow me, and they're here today, and they helped me with this event, and my brother helped me in setting this event as well, my brother Michael. So I almost forgot you all. Thank you again. I am honored to stand here before you today as your county treasurer. During my recent campaign, I had mentioned how my career in politics began at an early age. Much has changed since those days, but my passion and my commitment for the political process remains strong. I will now have the opportunity to interact with county residents, and I assure you that everyone I serve will get the assistance they seek from me. The campaign has ended. I ask you for your support in helping to make the office of the county treasurer a productive one. On this day of New Year resolutions, I make one to the citizens of Hidalgo County. I will serve you at all times, faithfully and with great honor. Once again, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Let's get to work.